Welcome everybody to my WTF Wednesday. Thanks for coming. Okay, so I went to IARCon, the Iowa Association of Realtors convention, and there was a training there about referral business. What did she title it? Just referral business, building your referral business. And I went to it. I have some of my own training, but I took notes of her training and I took pictures of her slides. And if you're interested, I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show you the pictures of her slides. And I'm totally happy to send this to any of you who would like for me to send this to you. So first, I'm going to share what my, I have my door closed, but I love how when I'm in the middle of a Zoom, I swear to God, my robot vacuum like comes up and like tries to open the door to my office and like beat it down and everything. So I don't know why that is. I swear it just knows. It knows when I'm in a Zoom meeting. So I paused it. I'm going to kind of talk about what I've done to build like referral and repeat business. I'm going to show some stuff that she had on there. This instructor, I was like super impressed with her. And then we've got some pretty good legends in this training. So I'm totally cool with anybody opening their mics and jumping in. So one of my favorite things, and it was definitely the long game, and I did not do this to build referral business. It was just simply a way to give back. Matter of fact, we were talking about it earlier in our coffee chat was, you know, your niche finds you, your niche marketing, it kind of like ends up finding you. The people that you start helping, that you really nail it for, they start telling their friends. And I was remembering one of the guys who coached me once, he said that he really wanted to, you know, hone in on a certain market, a certain neighborhood. And then it was just randomly these moms, these neighborhood moms, and this moms group kept like referring him, and they were the ones who kept calling him. And so he became like, you know, like these neighborhood moms, like preferred choice. And that wasn't what he meant to become niched in, but that's like what happened. Okay. So, you know, I'm kind of like locally, you know, a leader in a lot of the veterans networks and things like that. And that's what happened. And it is what it is. And now I'm not mad at it, but it wasn't my intent. Okay. A long time ago, back when I was in my 20s, I was poor as shit. I was broke as shit. I'm telling you, I was doing laundry in my apartment kitchen sink because I did not have like enough fucking quarters to put in, like as a single mom, to go downstairs in the basement and handle my business. So the Marine Corps birthday is like the biggest, like most important, one of the most important nights of the year as a Marine vet. I'm sure like Scott can back me up on that. And once you become a Marine, you kind of like almost damn near consider that like your new birthday, November 10th. And so when I became a veteran, got out of the Marines, it was kind of like, all right, what do we do for our birthday? Where are we going? And a couple of times we went to Hooters, and one guy just kind of like bought all of our beers and our wings, and it was like really fucking awesome. And it was really nice to have happen. And I really appreciated it, especially since I was super broke. And once I got to where I was in real estate, and I wasn't really doing all that well, but once I got to, you know, have like 1,000 here or there in my pocket, I was like, I am going to throw a party for Marines. I want to make sure that they have a place to go on the Marine Corps birthday, and that they know where the party's at on November 10th. That is my thing. It was not meant to be like, oh, I'm a real estate agent, you know, blah, 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 blah. It was just like, hey, Marines, like, this is where the party's at. So, however, all I wanted was simply at the door, when you come through, I want your name, your phone number, and your email address. Part of that is so that I can tell you where the party's at next year. One of the reasons that I did that is I try to move it around to a different bar every year. Marines were born in a bar, so I try to keep it in bars still and not moving it up to like a hotel banquet venue. Even though we get nuts to butt is what we call it, where, you know, it gets really crowded, right? At first, Marines are like, you know, where do you want my info? And then when they find out, it's like, all right, come on in, drinks are on me. Like, I'm not asking for a dime from you, like nothing else. I do say it's like while it lasts, you know, like I only have so much money. After that, after the first year, you know, and after I started growing in my real estate career, I'm like, I'm going to get a couple of vendors involved, you know, a lender, you know, maybe an attorney. There were people that were like, hey, I would like to help. And maybe if you could put my name on it. And so people would throw in 1,000 here or there, and that helps out a lot. Well, not too much. I mean, we are Marines drinking alcohol. So maybe like another, you know, 30, 40 minutes of fun. But the point is, if you can put on a really good event where these people are having an amazing time that they will remember, and you can do it right, and you can market it right, and you can be consistent, because I'm telling you, these times they were sneaking up on us every year. To be consistent, it has grown bigger than us. I mean, it's 6 years now. I'm telling you, like year 3, 2, 3, and 4, Wes, my husband, and I, we would be like, they would be asking us, okay, where's the party? When's it gonna be? And I would be like, oh my God, we really have to keep doing, you know what I mean? And it was like, they're counting on us. And the other reason, by the way, why we would switch venues each time is I never wanted a bar to take this event from us and for it to get associated with that business, and instead of it being our event. So make sure if you're creating this event, unless you're like straight up co-branding it, like with that establishment, and you have this agreement and they've done you know, really right, or whatever agreement you have, that was like a decision that we made, is like, we wanted to make sure that like who we were doing this with, we try to switch up our sponsors and everything every time, because we never wanted anybody to try to like claim the event or take it from us. It's like always been, you know, the Burnett's doing this. So the first few years, it was kind of like nobody even knew it was like me and Wes putting this on. It was just a really fun party to be doing. I mean, only people that really, really knew us at the event knew that we were putting it on. And then as it started growing, people, I mean, when we now attend the party, people are just like, it's almost like I can't all the way have fun, because I get one step further and then somebody else is stopping me to like, you know, tell me their life story. And then I get one step further. So it's like I can't all the way have fun because everybody's in my ear as I get one step further. Everybody stops me to talk to me, but it's awesome. Don't get me wrong. But now it's even to the point where leading up a couple months to the event, I mean, people are stopping me in public, you know, like, is this you? And they're showing me the flyer to the event. Like, this is your event, right? Oh my God, I'm coming. Like, this is amazing. I'm so excited. I've heard so much about this event. People are traveling in from Nashville. People are traveling in from Chicago, from Oklahoma. Like, the word is out now. It's like a monster, and it's, you know, it's a lot of responsibility, but now it's really big. It's finally paying off, as in we're past the stage of, oh my God, I hope people show up. The first couple of years, I was like, I hope people show up to this event. And now I'm like, I hope that the venue is big enough. I hope that, you know, everything goes right. I hope everything goes according to plan. The other big thing is, if you do grab a niche and plan events around it, the biggest favor that you can do for yourself is get a good ass photographer to take candid shots of everybody having an amazing time. Have your hashtag planned, and it's like those social media shots will be gold for like the whole rest of your year. Like, and then these people will keep posting them and tagging you in them the entire year. And you are the source of somebody's enjoyment of like one of their favorite days or occasions for an entire year. So without it having one thing to do with real estate, they remember what you do for a living and how to help you, because you have helped do something very special for them. Okay. Whatever it is, there are tons of things that you can do. People do, you know, like Dogtoberfest or whatever super interesting thing that you can do to make something very special. I know Kate, Kate, do you want to unmute and talk about your event at all? Like, your event's freaking awesome too. Put you on the spot. You don't have to. I know that you're probably like busy and stuff, but
sorry, okay. I'm pulling a Sandy and doing my makeup while I'm talking here.
Are you
topless? I couldn't figure out the unmute button. Okay, sorry. So yeah, I do my event every May for the Iowa Donor. I raise money for the Iowa Donor Network. And my husband passed away, 8 years ago now. And donate all his organs to the Iowa Donor Network. So it tends to grow because, well, you know, you meet people and they, you know, are attracted to the story, and they know somebody that, you know, has a kidney transplant or a heart transplant or whatever, and just wants to give back to the cause. But yeah, that's been real. I don't know if that's necessarily been, you know, directly money like affected my business, but it definitely helps me keep in touch with everybody, which to me is like the biggest thing.
Exactly. Because I specifically, nobody has called me and been like, because we went to your Marine Corps birthday bash, we would like to use you to list our house. Like, it never works like that, but literally people that have gone to this event or you know what I mean? I know that it is because of that. You know, I know that I met them through this event, or I know that it is because of that. It's just, I know it. I know that I've attracted agents through that event. I've met agents even outside of this exact, agents have traveled from outside of this area to this event that I've met, you know, things like that. Yeah, and it's been awesome. And so also I was about to say one more thing about events, and I think I will stop harping, but one thing that I will say is that I have you know, as a real estate agent, we always like front a lot, you know, like whether we're having like a good day or a bad day, it's like we've still got that smile plastered on our face. We're still doing fucking amazing on social media. I may have not always been able to afford to put this event on, but by God, like my ass slapped some fucking money on that bar and made sure that these veterans ate and drank for as much as I like could not afford, you know, like. But I was going to do this because every year, like, I wanted to do this for them. And so the key was like consistency, and, you know, whether we could really handle it or not, it was like this one event was what I was going to do. One listing every year more than made up for it. So just pick your thing. You know, Kate has her charitable organization. I do what I do. It is not a write-off for these people. So I call it a marketing expense when they sponsor it. But that's one big thing. It brings a lot of attention, a lot of marketing if you do it right. And if anybody ever has any questions on event planning and stuff, I have a lot of ideas, and I know, the right dates to do things and the right, ways to solicit. So anybody is always welcome to pick my brain. I am going to go over now some of the slides that this lady kind of went through in her training, and I'm going to talk about like what she talked about. I thought it was like that good that I wanted to kind of share it at my WTF. I'm ripping it off and showing it to you. So not this, not this. It is this. Okay. So, okay. So, first of all, I take notes digitally. I don't know if anybody watches my reels on Instagram because I straight up did a reel about this, but I take notes digitally. And the reason why I take notes while I'm, in trainings, I take them digitally, I type them up, because I can literally search my Mac for one keyword and it will pull up my notes. If you write something down in a notebook, like, good luck ever finding it again. I wrote down smart shelf, credit Amy Ford, because this ethics teacher, I think Kelsey, did Kelsey ever join the call? I don't know if she's on that. But
yeah, I'm on here.
Okay, cool. Like, do you remember her talking about that smart shelf when she was like, oh, like we all have really smart shelves because we write a bunch of notes in our notebooks and then we put them on the shelves, or we read a bunch of books and we put them on the shelves and then we like never look at them again, And I thought that was like super correct. And so I really, unless I don't have a table to sit something on and all I have is like a notebook on my thigh, I really, really, really try to type notes digitally. But what I actually have done lately is I go one step further and I actually try to type notes into actionable information. I have 3 full-time assistants now, and I type notes giving action as I'm in a class. So she was posting this slide like, here's this app called Postable and it's actually free and blah, blah, blah. And I was typing a note to one of my assistants through Slack, an app called Slack. If anybody doesn't know, I can show you Slack, but I'm like, research Slack and tell me all about it later, like boom, all that's done. I tasked it out, it's done now. So I'm all about like taking action immediately and then it's freaking done. So anyway, this first slide is all about connect me with your favorite vendor. I will send you my whole list once I update it. So this could go out to like any agent or like any client or anything. So I'm updating my database. Could you take a moment and fill this out? So this app is called Postable and it's free, and you can, it's like basically you could completely update your entire, vendor list or anything that you want to do, use it that way. And then you're providing a service back to whoever you're trying to keep in touch with. And you're finding out who their favorite people are, and then you can send it back to them, an entire list providing value to them. That was one of her ideas. This was what we were talking about earlier in the copy chat when we were talking about newsletters, segmenting your messages, how I segment my messages. This is the very first week that I have attempted to segment. And my segments are veterans, people that live inside or outside, veterans, non-veterans, people living inside or outside the QC, agents or non-agents, EXP or outside of EXP, and then like, you know, like real estate consumers. And then I just started a company, Virtuplicity. So also I'm going to have categories with that as well. So I think that that's all my categories for segmentation. So that is, she actually suggests though, if you're not going to be as nearly as complicated as I am, because I like to make things super unnecessarily complicated. She's like, look, you can just market to your past clients and referral partners over here. And then you can have a separate, you know, segment for your prospects, leads, and unknowns, and you can make your life way easier. So it's like, here's your friends, this is your regular monthly newsletter, blah, 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 blah. Or, hey there, this is what I'm going to explain to you, who I am and what I'm all about. So this one was just like all about providing value. I'm going to see what I wrote about here. Okay. Providing value. So she took this from some people that she thought, like, she follows and that she thought were really cool. Providing value of the referral process. How have you explained to people about finding them an agent in another city, right? Like, how do you get across to them, like, I want to be the person that you go to like whenever you move anywhere, right? And so she was talking about how these people straight up market themselves as like, we are the agents that you want to come to no matter where you're moving, anywhere. And this is one of the things that they put out there when they are marketing themselves. So they have a website that I think is aimed nationally, and it is all about what can we do for you? Well, you fill out this form and tell us where you're moving, and then we're going to do all this like special research for you, yank, yank. And then we're going to like make contact, and we're going to conduct all these interviews, which that part, like, I don't doubt. And then we ask these essential questions. We determine a referral commission, you know, like they go through all this, they educate the client, which I think that part's super important because they don't get it. They don't get it. And I think a lot of the things, if we spent time actually explaining to these people, here's how you can help me, and here's exactly how I'm going to help you. I think our lives would be a lot easier. I think we would make a lot more money, and I think we'd provide them a lot more value. And I think that they would understand how and why they need to come to us. So this is like literally what they do to show a client, this is why you need to come to us. Make it easy for them to refer to you. So in their email signature, they just put it there. Which, instead of like just say, you know, okay, so first of all, the highest compliment you can give me, blah, blah, blah. I do like how it's like, know someone who needs expert real estate advice, refer a friend, and it's boom, it's just a link. And in my KV Core, and it's actually in all the automated KV Core campaigns, I legit got a listing and a purchase from one of those, the sold KV Core or the closed KV Core campaign. When you hit closed and you close your file out, and then it puts them on that auto closed campaign. And then it says, like, hey, did you like have anybody out, you know, like a month or two later, did you have anybody else like that you know of that could use me, or blah, 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 whatever it says. People like write back on that one. So if this part's just in your signature, which I can show you guys my signature too. And I am going to change my signature to this one because mine is just like, check out our Google reviews. Like, who gives a shit about that? This is a good call to action. Like, do you know someone who can use me, who needs me? Like, boom, refer a friend here. And then it goes to a form, like, drop their info below. Like, I'll reach out to them, I'll handle it. Use video. Obviously there's BombBomb. There's all these messages. But there's like, you know, hey, I've been driving, I was driving through your neighborhood, like was just thinking about you. And she made it like really funny because we tend to overthink things about, like, you try to overcomplicate it. Like, she goes, guys, nobody is going to call up a fellow client and be like, oh, well, what were they wearing in your video message? You know what I mean? Like, what exactly did they say? Because, you get paranoid and you want to make it different and everything. And it's just like, guys, do not overcomplicate it. It's going to be fine. Just have these videos made and send, and like set to be sent. Like, do your birthday message, your thinking of you message, your referral. What's up, Scott?
Hey, what length are you doing your video messages for BombBomb? And then are you doing personal and professional content for those videos that you're sending out?
I'm a big fan of personal and professional, but Ryan, are you still on the call? I'd like you to speak to BombBomb.
Yeah, I'm on the call. What do you need?
He wants to know about, like, he just wants BombBomb advice, lengths of videos and personal and professional. Like, what do you do for your, like, messages to your clients?
All right. So if it's an email format, then BombBomb is where I'm making all of my videos, and it's only because of the tracking involved. So I subscribe to Prompt as well, which is a part of BombBomb that kind of keeps in touch with your clients, whether you like it or not. In fact, if you don't make a video for Prompt, it'll send out an email anyway, just without your video. It'll just compensate for not having the video in there. Which, if any of you are in my database, you probably received those messages from me, and probably about 50% of them had videos and some of them don't. But whenever for instance, my listing presentation, I went completely digital. I don't do anything by paper anymore. All the video content that I have in those presentations are BombBomb videos as well, only because it gives me like an extra layer of tracking, and I can find out before I meet somebody, like if it's a pre-listing packet, for instance, before I actually meet them in person, like I can see exactly what's important to them by how many times they've opened up the video, how much time they're spending on it. If they're watching the whole thing through, did they share it? Like, I could see right away what's important. And then if I have like any just straight up email message to send somebody that is non-specific, like just like, hey, how are you doing? And I don't want to send that via text. Maybe they're not text people. I will create a BombBomb video for that as well. And to me, I mean, shorter you can make them, the better, because anybody that is anybody, if you click on a video and you can see how long it is, and if it's longer than a minute, and I think a minute's even too long, but if it's longer than a minute, chances of them watching the whole thing is slim to none. If it's like 15 seconds to 30 seconds, that's your sweet spot. I would even say 15 seconds is probably more of a sweet spot than 30. But if it's, something long and complicated, I mean, it is what it is. If you got to send it, send it, but also have it in print format below the email. So if they don't want to watch a freaking 6-minute video or something, they can get the gist by reading the message.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Thanks, Ryan. And then so she just has these, like, keep it personal as you grow, birthday, thinking of you, referral, like, do you know anyone that needs me? Happy anniversary if you know them, or like happy home anniversary, I'm betting is what she means. That's super easy, obviously, to know. Need to know refi message and, you know, home maintenance tips message. That's super easy. And like homeowners, like obviously could use that shit. So, okay. So this one is interesting because it's pretty ballsy and it's very like, you wouldn't see it coming. And it's, you know, everybody's like, oh, like move into the Quad Cities or whatever. So it's like, welcome to our series, moving out of Denver. And so these people would do a whole thing, and it's actually moving out of, they have a website and it's moving out of every different area. Okay. And that was to build, again, their goal was building referral marketing. So they would just pick a different area and feature it a different city, and be like, this is wondering what you could get for your house out of this area, this area, this area. I mean, because you could, when you think about it, you can market nationally on that level. I'll find you an agent. I'll hook you up with an agent. This is what an average home is worth out here. Do you want to find out what your home is worth? I can put you in touch with someone to find out what your home is worth. Things like that, you know? So our series, like moving out of whatever, I mean, that's kind of like the cool thing about referral marketing, is you could do whatever you want when it comes to that. And I love it. I love referrals because when it's that side of things, especially listing referrals, you can charge a lot more for listings. By the way, when you refer out business, I don't know how many of you like hustle harder for, like, I charge more for, especially for listing referrals, but if somebody pushes back on whatever I want to charge, I'll always say, fine, I'll find somebody else who will do it for X%. And then they will always be like, well, no, you know what I mean? So to me, that's just my 2 cents. And then I never have to lift a finger, and then like the check comes. I love referral marketing when it comes to that type of thing. This one was really cute. Start a friends with benefits group. And this is marketing to like your quote unquote, like your champions, like your local, like the people that are recommending you. I mean, so if you have people like at your church, or people that are like die hard, Tracy Howell's my girl, you have to use her, blah, 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 blah. Then Tracy, you better be, you know, taking good care of those people and like kissing their feet, just to like make sure that they keep doing that for you. I mean, when you think about how much money these people are making you,
all over it.
yeah. And so, but if you can systematize this, I always wonder, is it systematized or is it systemized? You know what I mean? Like, but if you can actually put this into a process and even make it a cute like group to where you're like, you're a member of like my special like friends with benefits group, or however you want to make this your style or whatever, make it exclusive, make sure that they know that they are like in this exclusive group because of what they do for you, reward that behavior, and things like that, right? And so that, I thought that was a really cool thing. She's just giving away freebies because they're part of this group. It's brilliant. Okay, so this local love group, I thought it was interesting. I thought it kind of sounded expensive. I have not looked into this one. Lolo. Relationship marketing.
I know about Lolo.
Okay, so I want you to talk about it then. I didn't look into it.
Lolo is a gifting platform. So instead of having like generic gifts like Amazon gift cards or Starbucks cards, they will contract with local businesses
Okay,
and will gift your clients something local. So I got the guy from Lolo that I met at a convention in Vegas, like constantly sending me gifts every month until I actually sign up, and I still haven't signed up yet. But that was only because he was an ass.
can you tell me like some of the gifts that you've gotten then?
Oh God. If I look up in my email real quick, I could probably tell you. They've been like local coffee shops. So hold on, info gifts. Here we go. So the last one he sent me was a gift card for Wide River Winery.
Okay, cool.
Let's see, where's another one? 4th Street Nutrition, Milltown Coffee, Iron and Grain,
Sweet.
Scoop. Yeah, there's been quite a few of them.
That's cool. Now, is it like a subscription, or can you just like hand pick and be like, I want my client to like, or I want to do a closing gift for my client, or do you have to put them on a plan?
Quite honestly, I never got that far with them.
Okay, but that's cool that it's like local instead of like, oh, I'm gonna give them a DoorDash gift card or whatever.
Yeah, and when you click on it, like I just clicked on one of them, it tells you about the location. You know, I clicked on the Wide River Winery one. It's like, you know, provides chance to sample local, you know, whatever. Gives you all this stuff, gives your contact information, your phone number, your visit my website. And then
So
it
it's
tells
like
you
branded
more,
back to you and everything.
tells you
Neat.
more about the location, gives you the address. You can click for directions, gives you the gift details, why you're receiving the gift. It's nice, don't get me wrong.
But the guy's a dick.
Well, to me he was, but
Okay.
it was Vegas, it was late, we were
But
drinking.
he keeps giving you flowers
Yeah, I think he's trying to earn it because like
after
he was
throwing
with
his
some
money
pretty
on the
heavy
dresser.
hitters, and I was just being nice to some people that were around him. And when he asked me where I was from, it was like, I think he was from New York or something like that. And he was just like totally trashing the area. And I said something about Palmer School of Chiropractic. I was naming like businesses, and you know how Palmer's near and dear to me. I'm married to a chiropractor. And he
Yeah,
was like talking about how bad like Palmer sucks and it's fucking old school and blah blah. I'm like, you know, way to trash the area that I live in
yeah.
when you're trying to sell me a service with local products from that area. I'm like, you can just go F yourself. And I just
What
walked
an
away.
idiot.
And then he like got my information from the dudes that he was sitting by and started sending me stuff. And I'm like, no.
Oh my God. That's funny. That's cool though. That's kind of a cool okay, now that I fully understand it. Okay, cool.
It is
I
a
like
cool service, yes. No, don't
Make
meet
your
your heroes.
long-term nurture. What?
I said, you know, they say don't meet your heroes.
Yeah. Make your long-term nurture and client appreciation more personal. So, you know, okay, so this is all about like having your clients fill out this form, you know. I'm always worried about like, I know that I'm overthinking this, but I'm always worried about accidentally dropping off alcohol at somebody's house when they like are sober, you know, and things like that. So if you could have them fill out a little form that's like, what's your favorite type of drink? Or at least, you know, like I thought this was cute, cake or pie. So I would want to be like, you know, coffee or beer or something like that. I want to do something. I have a form, but I want to make it cuter. I want to make it funner. And I only want to have it basically be for like my champions, my friends with benefits clients. I don't want it to be for, I can have it for my new clients for, you know, closing gifts or whatever, but you know, for my regular pot buys or whatever, I'm going to drop off, you know, so that's a cute form. Ask for the business. So don't freaking like just be that guy that fucking calls people up to do this. Like that's ridiculous. But when you're out there and when people are talking to you and when people are basically damn near asking, how can I help you? make sure that they know how they can help you. I definitely, like, when I was, younger in the business, I didn't make it clear to people like how they could help me. I also wasn't as direct about asking for the business in the right way and things like that. But I think it is ridiculous just to call people for that purpose, like a Mary Kay salesman or whatever. Like, just don't be like that. Don't be, money hungry or commission hungry. Don't like push away people in that aspect. But I think it is okay to just, especially if you're attending these network events, make it clear, like, I'm here to, drink milk and sell real estate, and I'm all out of milk.
I'm laughing in my office, Sandy. Don't worry.
Okay, so this is all about surprising them by putting these, like, sending them these home values, like what your home's worth today, at their home anniversary, I believe, type thing. Okay. Create the Canva template, put their like comps in there, and actually send this to them in the future. And it's like kind of like a surprise, and it kind of like gets their like brain ticking about like, oh my gosh, didn't think about selling in the future. So that is a little template. I thought it was kind of cute. Took a pic of the slide and thought it was a good idea. This one I thought was really cool. Talk about providing value. So you know how everybody's like sending their clients their closing disclosures again when it comes like time for tax season or whatever. I never thought about this idea, but I'm like, holy shit, this is so smart. When the assessor's notice comes out, how about like sending them a thing about how to read their assessment notice? This is what this means. If this seems out of whack, this is what, this is when you should consider calling me, or something, people, like, we do this every day. They do not. Like, they don't know what the hell this shit means. So providing them some sort of value like that, how to read this, what does this mean? That might be something that really, really could be helpful. And instead of just sending the same old marketing crap over and over, that is something that they might not throw away right away. So, and then that's her little recap slide. So anyway, I thought that was pretty good training. I thought it was worth saving and like even retraining some people on it. So any questions, comments, anything to add from any of my fellow legends?
No, that was awesome. Definitely.
Yeah.
There's stuff on there that, yeah, I definitely haven't done in the past that might look into.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. So.
Hey, quick question for everyone on the call. Is there any other services you use like Lola that actually sends an actual gift, like as a mass mailing? Like for say for Christmas,
Send out cards or two.
Send out cards, does gifts?
They do have a gift option as well, yeah. And then Client Giant is
Client
another
Giant, yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah,
No,
I have send out cards.
okay. Now that I'm away this Christmas, I'm going to need to send something that I can't physically drop off. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, this has been pretty great. This is a lot of stuff that companies that I'd never heard of before.
Good.
So this is really good.
Awesome. Good. I'm glad you guys got something out of this. Yeah. When I was taking the training, and the chick was really cool. She was like from Ohio or something. And I sat down and Annie, how do I say Annie's last name, Holly?
AIDS.
AIDS, okay. I wasn't sure if it was Addis or something.
Oh, no.
Anyway,
It's AIDS, like HIV AIDS. She says
Okay.
that sometimes.
all right, great. Wonderful. I won't forget that. So when I was sitting next to her, she's just like, hey, I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to love this instructor. And it's true. Like, she keeps you engaged. She's got hilarious jokes and shit. So yeah, she has good training. So that was good. Cool. All right. Well, that was my Wednesday's training feature.
Thanks, Andy.
You guys are welcome. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
Sandy.
you.
Talk to you later.
All right. See ya.
Thank you. Thank you guys. Talk to
Thank
you guys later.
you.
Bye.